guys, as requested by many of you here, today's video we are going to talk about how you can show proof of funds to study in Australia. Now, I want you to first of all like this video for me so that somebody can see it as well. Also share the video to help your brother or sister, and equally remember that there is a lot involved in this video, and if you wait till the end of the video, if you watch till the end, you are going to get every information you need. By the way, my name is Milton. Welcome back to our channel. In this video, I'm going to first of all start by giving you who are the people that can sponsor you and the documents that you can show. We are going to talk about the total amount of money that you need to show to the Australian government, that is the Home Office, that you have in order to take care of yourself, your tuition fee, your accommodation, and every detail. Now, the first part is who can actually be your sponsor. Yes, these are the people that can sponsor you. Your father is number one, your mother is number two, your brother, your sister, your uncles, and your aunties. These are the people that can actually sponsor you. Yes, you may be asking, can one person sponsor me, or is it possible for two people to sponsor me among this list? It is also possible for two people among this list to sponsor you. Now, what are the documents that they have to supply for you to apply for your visa, right? Remember, Australia is not that cheap, so if you want to study in Australia, you need to plan very well and maybe plan with the people who are supposed to sponsor you. I will be giving you all the details that you need to know. Now, the documents that you need to collect from your sponsors include one, a bank statement, and this bank statement has to be for at least a 6 months bank statement. It shouldn't be less than that. Now remember that this bank statement doesn't mean that you should just carry money and dropped into the bank statement. No, you have to build it sustainably so that the visa officer can actually be convinced that the money inside is readily available and somehow accessible. So what I'm trying to say is, do not just bump money, just put. No, build it from the onset, then make sure it has withdrawals and deposit to prove that it is actually an active account. I hope you understand. Now, among the bank statement, you also need to add the source of income of these people sponsoring you. How did they get their money? Where are they getting their money from? It is very essential for you to explain to the visa officer where they are getting their money from. Now, they also need to show if they are employed, let them bring their employment letter. Therefore, they should equally add their pay slip since they are employed. I hope you understand, because if you are employed, it means that you have a pay slip. Even if you do not have a pay slip, you need to get one, because that is the only legal document to show that. Now, if they are not employed, let's assume that they have their own business. Okay, it's very okay, accepted. What you need to do is to get your business registration documents, the legal registration documents. Don't equally tell me that, oh, Milton, my business, I don't pay tax, I only do. No. If you do not pay tax, what is going to prove that when you move to Australia, you will be paying tax for your business, or your child will pay tax for his or her business? It doesn't speak well of you. So in addition to your business registration documents, you need to act your tax clearance certificate. Pay all your tax. This shows accountability and reliability. So you need to be able to show all these things. Now, another group of documents is maybe you do not have enough money in that account. Maybe the money your sponsors are trying to show is not enough and they want to add some other things. Yeah, it is called liquid assets. Okay, liquid assets, like they have a landed property and they want to prove to the embassy that this land belongs to them. In case of anything, they can sell the land and send you the money. Then they have to get somebody, a registered and recognized somebody who is a specialist in doing this, to assess the land and bring out how much the cost of the land can be. Then you add those documents to your visa application. Equally, a part of the land, you can equally bring houses. If you also own real estate, that is also a fantastic thing to do. Now, why do you even need evidence of financial capacity to show to the Home Office in order to apply for a visa? The reason is because you are actually maybe applying for a student visa or maybe a visit visa, but now you need to prove that you have this money to take care of your fees, to take care of your accommodation, to take care or maybe live well, okay? And all these things is what we are going to discuss in this second part. Remember, for Australia, as a student to study in Australia, how the cost is calculated is based on so many things. Now, if you want to show proof of funds, you need to show proof of funds based on your travel cost. So travel cost has its own amount. I will state that very soon. Then you also need to show a 12 months amount for living expensive. That is point number 2. I will also give you the amount very soon. You also need to show your tuition fee for yourself and also accompanying family members with you. Now, let me explain something before I proceed. If you are moving to Australia to study, remember that Australia is a very expensive country. You might be having it difficult to raise all this money to actually take care of yourself and take care of accompanying family members or maybe your spouse to follow you at the same time. It's possible to carry your family along, but I will advise you to go alone first, register in school, get a house before you apply for your family to join you. This is a smart way and the cost will not be too heavy on you again. I hope you understand. The next thing you also need to calculate is school costs. That's the cost of the school for 1 year as well. Okay, now we have talked about all of this. Let's look at the things we need to know. Let's assume that you watching me, you are going for a master's program in software engineering. Remember, this is a skill in the skilled migration level, like Australia is looking for software engineers. So let's assume that you are going for a 2 years master's program in software engineering, and this program for 2 years is like 76,000 Australian dollars. Now remember, for Australia you just need to show proof of funds for 1 year. That's, you have your tuition fee for 1 year. I mentioned that before, right? Now you have to divide this amount of money for 2 years and get the half. Like if you say your program is 70,000 for 2 years, it means that you need to show half of 70,000 as money for your tuition fee for 1 year. It doesn't matter if you've paid or not, or if you've paid half or not. If you paid completely, excellent, add the receipt to the application. But if you paid just 25% or 50%, it doesn't really make any sense. Just show the entire amount. So you divide that money, your tuition fee for 1 year. Now we have talked about that already. The next thing you need to know is your living expensive. Living expensive in Australia before used to be $24,505, but as of May 10, 2024, this amount has been increased to $29,710. Now remember, this is for you, your living cost for you yourself going as a student. Now, if you want to go with your partner, you need to show an extra $10,394. Imagine you are not just going with your partner, you want to also go with your child. You guys have a son. You want to carry your partner and the son. You need to show for the son, you need to show $4,449. Then let's assume that this child you are carrying is above 5 years and need to go to school when you guys arrive Australia. You equally need to show $13,502 for the annual school fees for that child. Then remember, you also need to show something they call travel costs. Travel costs is mostly around maybe 2,500, 3,000, 3,500. Let's just take 3,500, especially for those of us coming from West Africa. Now, this is the money you need to put together, depending on if you are moving alone or if you are moving with family. Now, let's take a look at the calculation that you need, okay? Assuming that you are going alone to study in Australia, it means that your tuition fee for 1 year we already calculated. Let's just assume that your tuition fee is 36,000. We talked about 70 before, remember? Now, let's just say if you divide by 2, by 1 year you are going to get 36,988. That is your tuition for 1 year for you. Now, Living costs according to Australian government, remember I said, has changed from 24 to 29,710. So you have to add 29,710 to your tuition fee. Then you add travel costs, which I mentioned, 3,500. Then if you sum these two together, these three, living costs, tuition fee for 1 year, and travel costs, you are going to get 69,698 Australian dollars. If you calculate this money, this is not play money in your local currency. In CFA, I don't even want to calculate that one because it's a whole lot of money in CFA. Now, assuming that this is a whole lot of money in CFA and you as a Nigerian, whereas the Naira has lost a lot of value, it means that you will show almost double the amount for a Cameroonian student. This is your tuition. Now, let's go to the case when you are married. Imagine that you are married and you are going to be moving with your partner. Remember, if you are moving with your partner, you need to now show that your partner has 10,394 to actually take care of herself. Now, let's say you will carry your child as well. Then you need to add 4,449. Then the child's school fee is 13,502. Now, if you add all this, remember now for the travel cost, it is not you alone. The travel cost is 35 times 3. You, your wife, and your child. Then you add the total there. Then you add it to your own amount. Do you understand? So if you are adding your tuition should be 36. Then your own living cost should be 29. Then remove your travel cost. Now, if you add those two, you will see that you will have around 50. Is it 56? 56. Your tuition and your expensive, right? Then you add that of your partner, that of your child, the tuition fee for your child for 1 year. Then you sum the two, the others together. So I believe this is understood. Yeah, if you don't understand anything, please drop a comment below, then we will explain better again and somebody will explain for you again. I believe this is well organized. Please do not forget that it's important for you to like the video so that somebody can help benefit from it, or equally share to your groups, share to your WhatsApp so that some people can see it and benefit from it. It is very expensive to study in Australia and you must know all of this before you begin the process. The process is never easy, so make sure you know before you start the process. Till we meet again in another one.